speaking of mental health, I know we love taking the piss like all together, us for it, and when we're online and that, and yeah, but we do like to talk about serious topics. So
Yeah.
your single "Speak Up"
Mhm.
addresses mental health issues. What motivated you to write that song?
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors to that. So Shannon, unfortunately, over the last five five-ish years, there's been a lot of suicides in the town, like
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
an extreme amount. And
And you
it,
said it's not a big place, right? Either.
no,
Really?
no, like it is a case of everyone knows everyone, and when it happens, everyone, everyone gets kind of shook by it. And then 2 years ago, one of my mates took his life, and yeah, I just it took me, like, I didn't write the song after that, but it was always something that was in the back of my mind. I'll never forget the day we found out, and myself and all my friends sat in one of the lads' sitting rooms, and it was just pure dead quiet, like complete silence. And one of the lads walked in a bit later than all of us, and he didn't even say hi or anything. He literally just came in and was like, "Lads, this can't happen again," because it's simple, like it shouldn't. Um, but then about a year later, we had 3 suicides in 3 months.
Jesus.
And so again, the whole town was rocked. You'd hear one, and then it was just literally a case of another one. So yeah, I think I don't know the exact number, but I think it's 6 or 7 in the last 2 years. Yeah, just that. And let's be honest, like, lads mainly, but I'm not saying just women, or not just women either, but like, lads are fucking shit at speaking about their feelings. Like, we're so bad at it. And I think when you go back, like, when it's one of your mates, you have this kind of thing of, Jesus Christ, I would have just loved to fucking have a word with you 10 minutes before it happens. Do you know? Because you never know.
Yeah.
And he was with my mates the night before. The lads were just having a few drinks at the gaff and planning what they were going to do over the next few months. And then,
So it's not even like you could tell anything was wrong.
no,
Because we're so good at kind of hiding things away and keeping it bottled up.
Yeah.
yeah. So because it became such a serious issue here, um, I think for me, like, I write songs a lot to just kind of get things off my chest. I mightn't communicate something with the lad, but at least I can play it on a guitar and kind of write about how I'm feeling or whatever. So I'm lucky that I have that
outlet, that therapy.
that outlook.
Escape. Yeah.
I mean, where other people don't, and I just wanted other people to realize that there's light at the end of the tunnel, even if the tunnel is fucking 100,000 fucking years away, or not years away, but you know what I mean, miles away. There's
So
always.
I'm guessing that's what the message you want your listeners of that song to kind of take away from listening to the song.
Like the song is broken up into 3 bits. So I'd say the first verse is the whole general, like, how it's like, it's not even become a shocking story anymore. It's such a normal thing to hear.
Yeah.
And that's what the first verse is about. Like, it's another day, another another day, another tragedy, another broken family. Like, it's happening again. The second verse was more from my own personal standpoint of losing your own mate to it. I don't want to go through this again. I never want to lose another friend.
Yeah.
And then the big bit, my favorite part of the song that kills my vocals every time I sing it. You can talk about it, you can let it out, because I would rather listen than put you in the ground. Now everybody's hurt from the stories in this town because everybody misses having you around. Like, that's one of those songs I wrote that in about 10 minutes.
That's hitting. Like, that's real hitting.
Yeah,
Like,
I wrote it in about 10 minutes. It was one of those ones that literally just fell out of me. And I knew the second I wrote it that it was one of those ones I had to record. It's like, it's completely different to anything else I do. I personally think, as much as I write to talk about my feelings, I like to bring it into a lot more like positive, let's have a bit of a bop atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that was one where I can't do that. I have a message and I want the message to be heard. So that was that. And it's just really important to have people know they can talk about their feelings and get it out one way or another. And it's so important. And I'd like lads to just think, and women just to know that.
Fair play, because that really is encouraging people to speak out, Dylan, which, as you already said, not a lot of people do, like men and women. But you almost feel like talking about how you feel is a sign of weakness, but it's not the case at all. You're helping to promote that. Do you feel like anybody has come forward to you and reached out with their own stories off the back of Speak Up?
To be honest, it was horrendous. It was really horrendous. I know it sounds bad to say, but I hated everything about that whole release. I hated everything about the song. Like, I hate the song. Not that I think it's a bad song or anything like that. I just hate that I had to write it.
Yeah.
And then doing the whole promotion side, I spoke to all the families in Shannon of people who've lost their loved ones, their sons, their daughters, to it. And hearing those stories was, it was fucking awful. And
I can only imagine.
I had planned to do so much more for it, and I'm kind of disappointed with myself that I didn't put out more content based around it. But I actually just couldn't bring myself to keep making the stuff. And then I'd be getting texts off random people who I've never met before and telling me their stories. And while I'm so glad that they're able to reach out to me and say that, it's just having so many stories come at me in one time. I actually got to a little bit of a breaking point where I was like, I just need this song to be released. I even had this big plan for this big music video and stuff like that. And when it came around to doing everything, I just couldn't. I couldn't. And then the thing is, like, hearing all that then reminds me of exactly how I felt when me and my mates were standing around the sitting room the night we found out about our mate. Like, so,
it's like the grief catching up with you.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't want to speak on behalf of any of my mates or anything like that, but I don't know if any of us actually did really process it. Yeah. Even now, we don't really talk about it.
But you should together as a group, because you
yeah, and I'm not saying we haven't. I'm not saying we haven't. Yeah. I don't know. It's really hard to know how to react to it, Yeah. But look, at the end of the day, I'm so glad. I'm as much as I don't like the song or singing it. Like, I did it live the other night. I was playing a gig in Limerick, and I actually went into the middle of the crowd. I unplugged my guitar, and I did it completely raw and stripped back. And I didn't expect it, but I started crying during the second verse. And yeah, I don't know, strange old one. And yeah, like I said,
that's authentic. Like, that's real. That's raw. Like that's raw. That's real and authentic. Like, that's so good that you could do that, as like with all the grief that you've been through, and that sends a message in itself.
Thanks for watching this episode of Meet in the Middle.
If you enjoyed this episode, why not check out the others?
And see that subscribe button? Hit it.
And while you're there, hit that bell notification and drop us a like. We'll see you next time.